What if your parents weren't who you thought they were? What if the quiet couple down the street used to save the world for a living? Who are Matt and Emily? On the surface, they're the neighbors who wave at you from across the lawn, just trying to keep up with work, bills, and their 2 kids. But what's their real story? What if every I love you at the school drop-off hides memories of high-speed chases, secret codes, and missions no one else could imagine? Why did they give it all up? For a shot at normalcy, a chance to watch their kids grow up without looking over their shoulders. But what do Matt and Emily really want? Peace, safety, a future for their family that isn't haunted by shadows. So, what's stopping them? Old enemies who never forget, unfinished business that refuses to stay buried, and the constant fear that their children could become targets. Can you ever truly escape your past? Or does it follow you, no matter how deep you try to bury it? Why should we care? Because who hasn't wondered if their old self, their bravest, boldest side, still exists? Watching Matt and Emily juggle soccer practice and surveillance, you feel the tension. Can you protect your family and your identity at the same time? How do you keep your children safe without letting them know just how dangerous the world and their parents really are? What happens when their two worlds finally collide? The family barbecue becomes a battleground. The minivan is suddenly a getaway car. Every laugh, every argument, every bedtime story is now charged with a new urgency because anything could be the last. What makes this story matter? It's not just about gadgets and danger. When was the last time you truly saw your partner? For Matt and Emily, it's in the heat of action, when trust means everything and hesitation could be fatal. How do their kids react? At first, with disbelief, then with awe. Imagine discovering that your parents are bona fide heroes, that the mom who nags you about homework once disarmed a bomb to save a city. When the stakes are this personal, every mission becomes a test of love and loyalty. Why does this moment matter? Because the family finally stops seeing each other as problems to be solved and starts seeing each other as people to be saved. Will Matt and Emily survive both the spy games and their family drama? What's at risk? Not just their lives, but everything they've tried to build since leaving the CIA. Can you ever go back to normal when you've lived a life of danger? The film's climax isn't just a shootout, it's a showdown between the life they built and the life they left behind. Who will they be when the dust settles? The answer isn't obvious, and that's what keeps us watching. So, what's the real takeaway? Back in Action reminds us that adventure doesn't end when you settle down. Sometimes it just gets more complicated, and ultimately more meaningful. Why does the movie's charm matter? Because it believes that being a hero and being a parent aren't so different after all. What do we learn? That love is its own kind of bravery. That sometimes it takes a crisis to remember who you really are. Why does this story stay with us? Because it's about the fantasy that ordinary life can hide extraordinary secrets, and that maybe, just maybe, the people we love are even more capable than we realize.